And welcome to the Barre Beat podcast, live from the Inside Scoop Studios. In the room with us tonight, we have the lovely Raylene. How are you doing, Raylene?
I'm doing okay, Michael. How
You're
about
doing
you?
okay? I can't complain too much.
Good.
I'm pretty excited about the day off midweek, which is going to be nice.
Well, it is until it's only one day midweek, and then you have 2 more days to go, and you don't want to. Then you don't want to go those days, right?
That's a very valid point. But it feels like tomorrow is Friday.
Right. But it's not.
I know.
Because do you have to work Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, obviously.
Yes.
This is our Christmas Eve, well, it's not our Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve show. There's no city council this week, and there's no school board, so there's not really much to talk about on the politics side. I figured I would give a little bit of a history of Christmas for kids, and because I went and I did some massive searching on the interwebs, and
you found a lot of stuff?
I did. I did find a lot of stuff.
Well, it's been around a long time. It's not surprising.
It has been around quite some time. So this is going to be a short show, I'm assuming. But
yeah,
before
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's dive in and just give some real quick events that are going to be coming up, because it is Christmas, and tomorrow there's some things that are going on, and certainly want to let folks know. And a majority of them are Christmas Eve services. And this time of year, I know that I believe that our the religious side of things isn't that prominent within our world, certainly within our community up here, but it's definitely good to know where those religious activities are, because I think that it makes us a better community to have those religious activities. So that being said, we have tomorrow, probably should let folks know that one of our sponsors, Jerry's, right? No, Jerry's is not a sponsor.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it is. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, you gave me that
and
look.
they're open on Christmas Eve.
They are open, only till 3 p.m.
No. Oh, okay.
It says Christmas Eve, 3 p.m.
I thought that's the time they opened, but okay.
Oh, well, maybe that's... Now I feel bad. It says open Christmas Eve, 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that's what it... They're open on Christmas Eve.
That's what time they open every day, 3 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. So you can go down to Jerry's and have some...
Christmas cheer,
and get one of those little weird drinks where they flip the bottle over.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that's called. Coronita?
Yep. And then they have some pretty cool pink Starburst shots and some other stuff too. I don't drink any of that stuff. I just drink beer. So
I don't drink anything.
Yeah.
Tina tried to get me to drink it. I'm like, no.
And you didn't do it?
No, of course not.
And maybe you should have. It would have helped your pool game a little bit. You wouldn't have lost to a 9-fingered blind lady.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Well, it was kind of funny.
It was.
I mean, come on.
Full disclosure, yes, I am not good at pool. I lost to, not only was it a 9-fingered blind lady who was also slightly a few sheets
Inebriated.
to the wind.
Yeah, just slightly.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
That's bad.
yeah, I know. I'm not good at pool. Some of those people that were there though, they were like really good.
Yeah.
The one lady, and I can't remember her name, but she was just like all over the pool table, and she was doing a pretty good job. I want to say it's Stacy,
Oh, yes.
but
Yep.
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Oh, it was okay.
Yes. So.
So we have, and folks also want to let folks know that Christmas Eve service down at the Unitarian Church in Montpelier is from 4:30 to 7:30. And that's on 130 Main Street, Montpelier, Vermont. And then we have the Christmas Eve family service at 5 p.m. at the Old Meeting House of East Montpelier. And that's 1620 Center Road, East Montpelier, Vermont. And that's at 5 p.m. Then we have the Christmas Eve candlelight service at Bible Baptist Church, which is the church that I go to, and that's at 6 p.m. tomorrow, which is, I can say that it's absolutely beautiful. There's music, and then at the very end we have a candlelight portion of it where it's very dark in the room, and we slowly light up the world, which is supposed to represent the light of Christ. And the more light that comes in, the brighter it gets. It's actually a very beautiful and very moving experience. You're more than welcome to come, and I hope that if you're watching, that you'll come at 6 p.m. at the Bible Baptist Church in Berlin. So where Laguerre's Farmer Market was, I don't know what it's called now. Do you know what it's called?
I do, but I can't think of it at the moment.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
Because you
But it's
said
on Vine.
Laguerre's.
I know.
So now that's what's stuck in my head. Yeah. Thomas Farm and Garden or Thomas Garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Thomas
on
Garden, I
Vine
think.
Street in Berlin, not Vine Street in Barre, because there's no church on Vine Street in Barre.
Right.
But that's 6 p.m. Highly recommend folks come.
And we should let everybody know that there is a parking ban in effect.
Ooh,
We're
yep.
supposed to get some significant amount of snow tonight. I love when they call it significant. So 4 to 8 inches of snow, but it is going to be a messy storm, they're saying. So that ban goes in effect at 1 a.m. and it goes straight through to 6 a.m. So pay attention.
I
The
mean, 4
parking
to
ban-
8. You said 4 to 8 inches.
Yes.
That means I can't wear my Crocs.
No, damn it. But check out the city's website. If you
Good
have
evening,
not
Glenn.
already, please sign up for the regroup. That will send you the messages that you need to be sure you get. But that parking ban is in effect.
Yeah,
So
and-
it goes tonight right into tomorrow morning.
And it's super important that folks sign up for Regroup. And I'm going to drop that link in there. Let's see. Glenn says, some folks still don't know how to drive in snow. So
No.
true. So very true.
It is.
Although one could say that I don't know how to drive in snow. I went off the road on Thanksgiving.
You did?
I did. It was really embarrassing.
Did you have winter tires on yet?
No, I have mud tires.
Oh, well, those don't really work great in the snow.
They normally do. This is like the first time I've gone off road in my Jeep.
Well, that's what Jeeps are made for, off-roading.
True. And I would have been able to get out of the mess had other people not gone off road. And yeah, thankfully there was somebody in Williamstown that brought their tractor and pulled me out.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good,
But it was embarrassing. It was very, very
because your
embarrassing.
Jeep is in the... And it was very easy to spot in the white snow, I'm sure.
It was too dark.
That bright green. So, yes, but the parking ban is important that we get that out there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's
And then there's Faith Community Church is having their candlelight service also at 6 p.m. Down on 30 Jones Brothers Way, Barre, Vermont. So if you want to get there, that's at 6 p.m. as well as the Covenant OPC Church. Now, I'm not sure what the OPC Church is. I feel kind of stupid.
is that the one next to the post office?
It's the Airport Road.
Oh,
So
yeah, I'm not sure.
OPC Church.
I'm not sure.
Let me just see what OPC stands
And then
for.
Heading United Methodist Church is doing the free Christmas dinner on December 25th from noon to 2 p.m. They do need volunteers, so if you would be willing to do that, please reach out to Phyllis, the outreach coordinator, and that phone number is 476-8156.
And for the record, OPC is Orthodox Presbyterian Church.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of stupid that I didn't know that. I probably should have known that.
Well,
But that's at 6 p.m. on 249 Airport Road, Barre, Vermont. And then you've got, will you mention the Barre Congregational Church, right? Did you?
no, that was the Heading.
The Heading.
Yeah,
But that
and
was
that's
for the
the
dinner.
free Christmas dinner.
So the Barre Congo is having their Christmas Eve service tomorrow at 6 p.m. And that's on Church Street, right down here, next to the park. Then you've got, like I said, that was 6 p.m. And then, of course, the Heading Church also has their Christmas Eve service, which is at 7 p.m. So that'll be 7 p.m. at Heading Church in Barre on 40 Washington Street, which is, everybody knows where the churches are. It's the little church
Right.
is there. There's also the Lighthouse Christian Church, which is 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. In Montpelier, Vermont, and that's on 3 St. Paul Street. And that's 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thanks, Glenn. He pointed out that it's the Orthodox Presbyterian Church as well. Then you've already got the community dinner, and so we won't have a show before then, but there is menorah lighting down in Montpelier, menorah lighting and story time with the governor.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's down in the Capitol, obviously, Thursday, 4:30 p.m. And, of course, do want to let folks know that if you're, interested, you can always watch Santa on NORAD.
Yes.
And I just dropped the link so
Yes.
that you can watch Santa as well. And they have a cute little website that it's all ready for folks to start
Streaming.
streaming. And it's even got the tracker, which is 9 hours, 14 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Before he takes flight.
Before he starts taking flight, apparently, and that's when they start tracking him.
Nice.
So make sure if you have kids, make sure you track Santa for fun, because that's pretty amazing. I heard somewhere that the reason why they started doing this, and it was on YouTube, so it's probably
In the
not
war,
true.
in the Cold War.
I don't think so. I mean, it would have been the Cold War because it was in the 50s. But,
That's what I posted the article this morning.
Oh.
That's what it said. So.
where there was Sears had posted the wrong phone number?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't read the entire thing, but I knew. But that's what it was about. Was that that's where it came from and what that was all about.
So folks should go and take a look at that and read it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it was quite interesting. It's
pretty
that
cool.
our government. It is pretty cool that our government tracks Santa. Santa's a busy guy. I mean, he gets around. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
want to let folks know that, just in case you're doing your last minute shopping,
Like me?
you're doing your last minute shopping there,
Yes,
Raylan?
that's what I've been busy. I've had a lot going on, and so I did a few things today, and I need to finish tomorrow.
Well, Nelson Ace Hardware is open till 4 if you have any issues, or if you're like me and you're trying to fix your plumbing and you have to go down there 50 times because you
Right?
keep
Did you
messing
finally
it up.
get it?
No,
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Oh no.
So I was able to stop the leak,
Well,
but
that's what matters
went-
most.
yeah, the last time I went down there, I talked to Clay, who knows everything, and so
Did you offer to pay him to come fix it for you?
I probably should. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like, okay, I give.
I give.
Can you just come do it,
Yes.
please?
I should
I will
have-
pay you dearly.
Yes, it's for me. It's difficult because I'm trying to explain what I need to do, and I don't make any sense when I'm trying to explain something that I
So,
don't understand
take
whatsoever.
pictures of what you've got, maybe? What you've, the take pictures of the problem area?
No,
No?
no. Ooh, Judy Copping dropped something. Christmas at St. Monica's. Oh, I missed that one. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Judy. Christmas at St. Monica, 2024. Christmas Eve Mass, December 24th, 4 p.m. Church outdoors and live stream. 6 p.m. She dropped a bunch of them.
Nice.
Look at that.
Thank you so much.
Church at 8 p.m., church 10 p.m., church live stream midnight, and church live and live stream. Additional parking available 2 to 6 p.m. at SGI USA. Buddhist Center, 1212 7th Street. Christmas Day. Where did she get that?
I don't
Christmas
know.
Day Mass, 24. It's a little confusing. But thank you for pointing out for St. Monica's.
Absolutely.
'Cause-
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Judy.
So, I hinted at the Christmas for Kids thing.
Sorry.
Am I boring you?
Yes, you are. No, I am extremely tired, as you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've been awake since a little after 4 o'clock yesterday morning, and I have not been to bed yet. And I've had a lot going on, and when the time is right, I will let people know. I'll explain. But yes, so I'm totally spent. But we have a job to do here. Yeah.
we do. Judy says wrong St. Monica. I am not sure. Gonna have to clarify. I'm sorry. With that,
So are
though,
you right? So are you going to do the Christmas for Kids now for
I
this
am.
short show, or are we
I
going
am.
into?
We're gonna just do a real quick history because I think that there's been some confusion over it, and I took the time. I went through newspaper articles, and it's funny. One of the articles that I came across actually had Judy copying in it. So,
Nice.
and it, stick around, Judy, because I'm going to be sharing a picture of your husband. When we did Christmas for Kids coin drop the very first year. So she wrote, "This is one Christmas mass schedule." Oh, okay. Wow, there's a lot of services for the Catholic Church. I did not know that. Folks should read the comments.
Yes.
So anyway, the Christmas for Kids program was basically started because Toys for Tots ended. So Toys for Tots was, I think that was a Central Vermont kind of thing. And that started in 1999. then in 2002, it was discontinued. And at that time, Sam Hill, Corporal Sam Hill, who later became the sheriff of Washington County, right? Was it Washington?
I'm pretty sure.
I think so too. So that discontinued, and Sam Hill realized that there's going to be a huge problem in Barre City because there's a lot of kids that really relied on that program. And what he did was he created the Christmas for Kids program. And basically it was firefighters and police officers that were the ones that were delivering the gifts. They would actually, their target for 2002 was 600 toys. That's what their target was.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the target, and they put boxes down for places to drop toys off because they weren't really collecting a lot of money. It was mainly toy donations. So that was in 2002, and it kept going from there. And that's when the Barre Juvenile Officers Association was created. And every year after that, they would do like a little thank you at the end. Which, as a side note, if you go to Christmas for Kids Facebook page now, Jason, Katie, and them did a. Sorry, my dog is pacing. And she won't. I won't bring her. She won't go over to Raylene tonight. So anyway, they did a little thing. They dropped comments about it, which was pretty awesome. And I'm gonna share the Facebook page right now, so that people can click like on the page and read the appreciation post.
Yes.
So with that,
They did an amazing job.
they did.
I mean, as a community, the whole community did, but this team definitely, I mean, again this year, knocked it out of the park.
They did.
Yeah. Great people.
And then in 2003, that's when like Jim Douglas got involved. And they got Jim Douglas and Santa involved to deliver the presents. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And a majority of like I said, the majority of the toys were collected from the toy drops, and they were at places like Nelson's, Ace Hardware.
Pretty much any store that you could go
Correct.
into, the boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, there was donations, and it mentions actually Community National Bank donated $1,000, which, my understanding, they've been pretty faithful at donating $1,000.
Which
At least since I've been
awesome.
involved, they've been
Yeah.
pretty much involved with doing that. And then in 2004, they were looking for an 800 toy limit or target, which I believe they ended up hitting. In 2005, Corporal Sam Hill ended up going over to be a sheriff. And at that time, Dennis Menard took over. Are those lights too high right now?
Yeah, it's fine. Keep
Okay.
going.
So Dennis Menard took over, and he became the point person for Christmas for Kids. And he was the point person basically up until when Jason took over.
Nice. Because how long has Jason been doing it? I forget.
He's been doing it since
Did you say 7 years?
it's been since like 2008, I think.
Oh, so like 13 years. I couldn't remember what he said.
Yeah, and it was, and during the timeline. Connie, you said you tried Facebook with no luck. I'm looking for the chat and you, other than here on YouTube. So can you let me know where you are? Barry Beat, correct? So we're on, we stream live to 802 Scoop and Barry Beat, and that's both the Facebook and YouTube pages.
Yeah.
So moving on to 2006, that's when the first coin drop happened. And at that point, there was kind of like a moratorium on coin drops. And you want to guess who instituted the coin drop?
Let me see. Tom?
Very good. So
Mr. Tom Lozon,
Mr. Tom Lozon, he was the one that
otherwise known as Mayor.
mayor, yes, and I believe he was mayor at that time as well. So the dollar, it was called the dollar drop, that benefited Christmas for Kids, and it was no secret. It was, that coin drop was for Christmas for Kids, and it's pretty cool. And they were also offering, and I remember when this was going on when I first started, that tickets, if you had parking tickets, you could go into the police station, give a gift, and you'd get a voucher for your tickets
To
being
get rid of
paid
the
off.
tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the gift was of equal or greater value.
Yeah. Right. You weren't going in giving a yo-yo to get rid of a
No.
ticket that was, yeah.
No. So it was the dollar and the toy drive to benefit Barry Police Christmas for Kids program, which is
Nice.
run by Dennis Menard.
Nice.
And it was, I'm going to read the article from Times Argus, which basically, so I'll just read it. Walk in the park. After spending the summer struggling to get the budget passed, because they were struggling to get the budget passed then, city councilors found raising money to buy toys for underprivileged children a walk in the park by comparison. Literally. As promised, councilors, led by Mayor Thomas Lozon, spent nearly 5 hours in City Hall Park on Saturday collecting toys and cash contributions to the Christmas for Kids program, which is spearheaded by the local police department. Lozon and his councilmates were truly heartened by the outpouring of support they received from passersby while on park control. It was refreshing, this is Tom speaking, it was a refreshing reminder of what Barry is all about, says Lozon, who reports they collected more than $4,000 in cash and 100 toys.
What year was that?
That
again?
was in 2006.
6. So come a long way, baby.
We have definitely come a
Since
long
then.
way. Although the
'Cause
coin
what
drop
was it,
is
20
still
grand this year?
total for
Right,
all the
total.
contributions, but the coin drop has been pretty consistent for the amount. Then, so the cash and 100 toys for program that serves nearly 500 children, from toddlers to teens each year. If you don't have a hand in Barry's Miracle on North Main Street this past weekend and haven't yet contributed to the Christmas for Kids program, there's still time. Unwrapped toys can be dropped off at many downtown merchants, as well as the Greater Barry Public Safety Building. Have you ever heard it called that?
No.
I've never heard it called that either.
No.
But you can mail and then it goes on and talks about where you can mail the funds, which is to City Hall.
Yeah.
So it was an integrated program that wasn't just an integrated program. Yeah.
Right. And so integrated program and not always directly connected to the school, or has always been?
So getting back to that, It then kind of shifted at a time to where it was more connected to the school, which we'll get to. And by the way, Hunger Mountain Co-op was also involved too by giving out free food.
Nice.
And then in 2007, that's when Dennis Menard ended up taking the director of Washington County diversion program, taking over that. And that's when Jason ended up taking place, or taking that. 1 minute here. Let me just.
So, what are you doing? You're okay. It's just because they're tired, that's all. So they're stingy. It's fine. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Just wanted to turn down the lights for her. Yeah, so Jason Menard stepped down, and that was in 2007, and that's when Jason Fleury ended up stepping into that spot. You had a question?
No, just about the school. I was just wondering, like, how all of that went, how that piece got looped into.
So it eventually just, so we're getting in about 2007 when Jason took it over. It was getting to its pinnacle of the Christmas for Kids program, where and I'm just gonna read this one. So they had another coin drop in 2007, and then in 2008 or 2007 as well, they also partnered with the Frost Heaves. Remember the Frost Heaves?
I do. Yes. Yes.
And yeah, so they did some collection up there as well, which was pretty awesome. I miss well, I don't miss the Frost Heaves. I never went to the Frost Heaves, but I miss the moose.
You missed the moose, not the actual. Good Lord.
I know, and because I don't do basketball, but and then of course, as I stated, Jason Fleury ended up taking over, and now I'm showing a picture of Jason Fleury when he was super young, and passing out.
He's gonna love you for that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Gee, thanks.
I know. So he took over, and then, like I said, there was still the firefighters were still involved, passing out gifts, and this is when it, like I said, it starts getting up to like really big, and Governor, Jim Douglas was there passing out gifts. In our community in Barre City under the flagship Christmas for Kids program. And so then it goes on, and it just, Tom does a beautiful letter to the community. Thanks for helping with Barry's kids. I'm writing to thank everyone who made this year's Christmas for Kids program an overwhelming success. As most know, Christmas for Kids is a holiday gift program run entirely by community volunteers. The program has always been run by community volunteers.
Yep.
Nobody gets paid for it. It's their own blood, sweat, equity into that program.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So a primary of Barre City Public Safety staff. The goal of the program is very simple. We want everyone in Barre to have a Christmas.
Yeah.
Last year, more than 500 children and 300 families were the recipients of Barry's kindness. This year, thanks to Barry's overwhelming generosity, we'll brighten Christmas for even more children. Thank you to our police, fire personnel, and Washington County Sheriff's Department. They volunteer countless hours identifying families in need and gathering, sorting, and distributing gifts. We don't ask them for their time and energy. They simply give it. Our public safety, just give it.
Right. Yeah, we are very lucky. For
We
sure.
are exceedingly blessed in our community. And he goes on and he thanks, the frost heaves, and it just the fact that he just, yeah, it was a beautiful. I highly recommend it. And
And that was in the Times Argus.
That
Are
was
you
in
going can you post the link still?
so
Or
what
no?
what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna post the PDF that
Oh,
I created, and folks can go and read all the articles
Yeah.
that I'm reading from. And
Nice.
like I said, in 2008, that's when the program hit its pinnacle. And this is Jason Fleury loading up his cruiser. And I'll just read the caption. Santa Claus doesn't always ride in a sleigh. Sometimes he drives a police cruiser or a fire engine or a box truck.
I wonder how old Katie was there.
Was
Not very. I wonder if she was there with him.
Oh, I'm sure as some.
I mean, they're super close, and they've always been, like best friends. So I'm sure she must have been there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure. And so, like I said, a fire engine or a box truck. For the past 9 years, that has been the case in Barre, where a popular program spearheaded by the local police department has put Christmas gifts in hands of Granite City's neediest children. It's called Christmas for Kids. And over the years, the idea was hatched by then juvenile officer Sam Hill, and has grown and grown and grown. According to conservative estimates, thousands of children from toddlers to teenagers have benefited from the program. And this was in 2008. So who knows what the
What
number
it's
is
done
now.
now. Yeah. I'm sure Jason could probably tell you.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, if you haven't gone up there and wrapped, you wouldn't know. But there was a bunch of gifts there. When you go up there, bags of gifts, and it's
I
beautiful.
saw a couple photos. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can go on to
Yeah.
the Christmas for Kids Facebook page and see it.
which they're doing a great job managing.
They are.
Yeah.
They absolutely are. So, benefited from the program and developed as something of a safety valve for families who are struggling around the holidays. Last year alone, the program, and this was in 2008, served some 550 children from more than 300 families, both all-times high, according to the school resource officer, Jason Fleury. I'm sure it's going to rise again this year, says Jason, who has been involved in the program since its inception, but has only recently been responsible for its execution. In the beginning, the role was filled by Hill, who left the department when he was elected Washington County Sheriff, and later by Fleury's predecessor, Dennis Menard, who is now Executive Director of Washington County Diversion Program, which I don't think he is now. Is he? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay. Enter Fleury, who says playing Santa Claus would be overwhelming if Barre wasn't blessed with so many elves. And we know this, right? Like, we know that there's lots of elves, right?
Right, exactly. Every time there's
yes.
any sort of crisis or a need, we definitely come from a place that rallies around each other.
Absolutely. I mean,
For
we
sure.
know
Yeah.
we know that, Jen Carbonneau is one of the elves, and Katie.
Yeah.
You can't forget Katie
No.
Fleury. And yeah, there's many, many more
Yeah.
that are involved
Yeah.
in that.
Takes a village.
It does. It definitely does. Topping the list, according to Fleury, are emergency dispatchers Laura Hedden, Patty Ryan. They all deserve the credit, and this wouldn't happen without them. They've been instrumental in the program's inception through, though Fleury says their behind-the-scenes contributions often go unnoticed, which is the standard, right? You know, there's so many people that are involved that they're not noticed because they're not, you know, the spotlight of the program.
Right.
So anyway, it just goes on, and you know, talks about the Frost Thieves again, join city councilors in City Hall Park. So one of the coin drops had Bump in it, which is, you know who Bump is. Bump is
No.
the moose. You don't know who Bump is?
Oh, that was, no, I did not know was his name. No. Had no clue.
You didn't know that?
No.
I mean,
No
even
clue.
up at the, because his costumes was given to Thunder Road or something. I don't know what happened, but the costume, he's now up at Thunder Road.
Right,
His
the-
name is
the
Speed
one-
Bump,
Oh, okay.
which a moose is not a speed bump. I'm just going to point
No,
that out. You
no.
hit a moose,
Right.
you're stopping.
It's a total.
So it goes on, and Moose will join the city councilors in the park, which is the, you know, City Hall Park, where the coin drops used to be. It was far more dangerous back then.
I
Those-
can't imagine doing them in that intersection, actually. Where you are
it
now
was-
is perfect.
Yeah, it was
Straight,
It was,
long straight like that.
yeah, it was complicated. I'll say that it was complicated, but it was kind of cool having.
You know, walk around in the.
Yeah. Well, no, people would pull up. So it would be like, and it was before Main Street redevelopment, which I don't think you could do that now, just because the way that the lines are set
Right,
up.
it's set up funny. Yeah.
Right.
Well, not funny, but yeah.
Yeah. So they would pull up, like, and drop off toys or drop off money. It was pretty awesome. So the program has grown to the point where a large box truck is donated each year to carry toys and bags of food around the city a few days before Christmas. Governor volunteers including emergency personnel, local residents, and local dignitaries, and for the past couple years, Jim Douglas, are able to canvass the city in 4 hours using the combination of emergency vehicles, private pickup trucks, and at least one large box truck. It's a good feeling, says Jason Fleury, who has been busy making a list after consulting the school officials. So, like I said, we get, you know, the school starts getting involved,
Right.
and that was in 2008. Then, of course, it goes on and it goes on, and 2010. Oh, wait, actually, wait a minute. Let me stop and pause.
Okay.
Okay, so, whoops. So in 2009, there was a challenge given. Speaking of this weekend's Toy and Dollar Drop in City Hall Park, where we're told there's a reasonable chance Mayor Thomas Lozon might come dressed for the occasion. But he won't be wearing a Santa suit. Seems Barrytown's recent trouble with chickens has been a source of amusement for city councilors, prompting Lozon to recently offer to don a chicken costume if Christmas for Kids...
Wait, did he do that?
I don't think he did, because I don't think it was raised. I might be wrong.
We're going to find out.
And you know who would know is Judy. Judy would know because I think Mr. Copping was counselor at that time. So anyway, yeah, the recent trouble with chickens has a source of amusement for city councilors, prompting Lozon to recently offer to don a chicken costume if Christmas for Kids program generates $5,000 in donations before Saturday morning's collection, which I'm not going to lie to you, I wish we could do that again. He actually bought me a chicken outfit at
You
one
did?
point, and I wore it. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
For that?
No, for chicken chip bingo. For
Chicken chip bingo.
yes,
What was that for?
that was it was a benefit spa, Studio Place Arts, and yeah. So anyway, the $5,000 in donations by Saturday morning's collection. City Manager John Craig said this week that fundraising goal had been hit, prompting the accountant in Lausanne to call for an audit. We're pretty sure Craig was kidding. But Lausanne says he'll check with Officer Fleury on Friday afternoon in order to find out what he'll be wearing in the park on Saturday morning. It's going to be a big surprise, he says. Jason Fleury, I trust. John Craig, not so much. If 5,000 seems like a steep price to pay to see Lausanne dressed up as a chicken, we'd ask you to consider the cause and the fact that Jeff Blow, chairman of Barre Town Select Board, has reportedly offered to join Lausanne in a chicken suit of his own if the figure tops 10,000 by Friday. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to say that would have been freaking phenomenal.
We need those competitions again.
We do. We
Yeah.
absolutely need those
We have to do those
competitions.
sorts of things again. I mean,
Yep.
and someday we're going to have a talk about this whole chicken thing. And talk about where it ended up and how it ended up and all of that, because Glenn has a problem with goats
Really?
in his neighborhood. Yeah. Neighborhood,
There's
he's,
goats up there?
yeah. In his neighborhood, people are raising goats. And it's yeah. So we need to help him
That's
out
a city
with that.
councilor thing. I would recommend talking to your city councilor.
Oh, to Sonia Spalding?
Yep.
That's who his counselor is, I believe. Ward 1?
Ward 1.
Mm-hmm.
That and Emel Chambel.
Yeah. So talk to them about the goats, because, I didn't it come about that no livestock in the city?
Yeah, there's livestock. You're allowed to have livestock.
Oh, well, then that's what the goats are, so they can have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn's going to be very disappointed in that answer.
Sorry. So I will say that as I promised you, Judy, so in 2010, that's when I joined city council. Look at me. I'm so young and I have no beard. I look so adorable.
Good gracious.
And you've got Tom Lausanne, Jason Fleury, myself in my fluffy parka, and Randy Copping in the background, all helping out to support Christmas for Kids. And just, yes, no roosters. So, excuse me. So yeah, that was in 2010. I had to search for that picture because I knew that there was a picture of
Right, you
of
knew
the
that
four of
it
us.
existed.
I knew it existed, but I couldn't. I had a hard time finding it, but I eventually found it, and I'm really glad that I did. It just goes to show, though, just how integrated this program was, and that continued beyond. Right? It just kept on going. There was a lull in it between 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. We still had the coin drop, still gave money to the program. But then, and it was like in 2018-ish that the program went back to the Barre Juvenile Officers Association. And I just want to show another picture that I got here, which is Lucas Herring, and I believe that's Tom Lausanne in the background. Again, Christmas for Kids dollar drop. It didn't say council dollar drop. It didn't say city council, but it was, everybody knew it as a city council thing. And, it's just,
Look at the cars.
I know. Let me just tell you, this year was beautiful compared to, we've had some really icky
Crappy
years.
weather,
Yeah.
yes, events, yes.
That one where Randy Copping was in, I think it was like negative. It was freaking cold. But again, it shows
Dedication.
the dedication and the
determination.
community
Yeah.
involvement of this program. And, then we get to where we are now, right? Where 2 years ago, when we were talking about, I think it was 2 years ago, the conversation about redirecting the funds, because it all came into the city. The funds always came into the city. And then the city council allocated the funds to the Barre Juvenile Officers Association. 2 years ago, it was brought up that why don't we give the funds to homeless? I mean, this was after we had already done the coin collection, and I'm like, I was about to lose my shit. Mind you, that was the same person that recommended December gifts for gifts,
Right.
for kids. And then, of course, we get to this year where we had a huge dust up because it says Christmas for kids, and it
really wasn't a huge dust up because what I look at it is that it wasn't a huge dust up because it was mentioned, and thankfully, like for the first time, I think ever since I've been involved in like all of the sort of stuff that goes on down here, people stood up and said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, this is where we're drawing the line, and we're tired of dealing with all this bullshit all the time, and no, full stop, no.
Yeah.
And just said we're doing this anyway. With or without the council, it's happening.
Right.
It's an amazing program.
It
and
is.
it's an amazing tradition, and it's the whole thing is ludicrous.
It is. And I know that Jason is very firm on keeping the tradition. And
As he
I'm
should be.
very happy about that. And it's frustrating that there's still activity to undermine the things, and I
Right.
won't go into details over that, but it's not like actively undermining it, but it's kind of
Well,
undermining.
the efforts are there.
Correct.
The
And
efforts are there.
And they'll say that, well, it's not to undermine the program itself. It's just that, it's Christmas. And it's frustrating.
It's anything that brings any sort of joy, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah, it's unfortunate, but
And God forbid that we have that. And
Yeah.
God forbid you say God. Forbid.
so that's the history of the coin drop in a nutshell. And it was very exciting for me to go through all the articles and read them. And I'll make sure that we post the link to the PDF later on, so that people can look at it.
Right, check it out.
And I say all this because next year is coming. Next year is going to be another year where we're going to have to vote, or they're going to have to vote to do another coin drop. And the question is whether or not they will do a coin drop for Christmas for kids. And if they don't, we as a community are going to have to rally like we did
And use
in
the donor
previous
box.
years.
Right.
And do the donor
Do
boxes.
do other things.
And yeah, we just we're going to have to come together in spite of the political powers that are there. And it's
Agreed.
unfortunate that it's come to that. And who knows, maybe I'm overreacting, but
No,
I
it's
don't,
important that we continue to stand up and not just continue. We have to stop just sitting down, stepping back, being quiet, because if we don't, then we're villainized. Really, it's just gotten to the point where we will give the same respect we're given,
Yeah.
and we all need to get along. But that doesn't mean stifling us. will make the world go around. No, we all need to learn to get along about all of it.
And Judy makes a comment here, which I think that's very accurate. She says, I think that when there was a low, there was too many organizations in the area soliciting for toys, and people didn't know which place to give to, or
Yeah.
if there was double dipping going on.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
becomes difficult. And
Yeah.
Jason's very forthright about that they try to do all the checks that they can
Yeah.
possibly do to make sure that that's not the case, because they want to be able to help everyone. They want to be able to make sure that every kid that needs that gets it. And so they make sure that someone's not getting it twice.
Yeah.
Well,
He does
to
a
the
very
best of
good
their
job.
ability,
Yeah.
they do.
He does a very, very good job at making sure that there's no double dipping. And with that, our community owes Jason a huge debt of gratitude for everything that he has done for this program. The blood, well, I say blood, the sweat equity that he's put into
Well,
it.
he's
With
probably had
Katie,
a little blood here
he's
or
probably
there.
had blood
Have you
there,
ever
too.
watched how those fools go shopping? I mean, look at Jen's got a concussion riding a skateboard in Walmart, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, and Judy says, I believe it was agreed that 2 coin drops in particular would have a spot. Spalding High School, Spalding High project, school project, graduation, and the Christmas for Kids. And Judy, you're 100% correct, because that was in the documentation or in the newspaper stuff that I read. And yeah, so anyway, all that, and I thought we were going to be quick, but it
I
didn't
knew
happen.
we wouldn't be.
I apologize. But I felt it was really important
Absolutely.
to
I
get the
agree.
history of Christmas for Kids out there,
Yeah.
and to really
And
show
what better time to
how,
do it?
exactly, as we look at, just how impactful it has been this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's, and I would highly recommend that folks go to the Christmas for Kids Facebook page and
Yes, they've
read
done
the
a great
posts
job.
and look at the pictures. Realize that you can, as a kid that is in a socioeconomic, lower socioeconomic stratosphere, one, those children are more likely to have interaction with police officers in a negative way. And this allows a police officer to show up with a gift versus going to see them for other reasons.
Right. Yeah.
And for those that have a problem with that, I have a problem with you. And just back off. That's all I'm asking, is just back off. It's an amazing program, and it's just, it is such a blessing for our community, because I don't know if Montpelier has it. I don't know if Barrytown has it, but Barry City has it, and it has it because people are dedicated to the program, dedicated to our children in our community that are absolutely in need. And it's not just toys, it's clothing. I wrapped
Sheets
t-shirts
and
I wrapped,
bedding
I
and-
wrapped t-shirts and pants and shoes are wrapped. These are the things that are, in addition to toys, that's being wrapped up there and given to these children. And again, Jason, you're a phenomenal person for getting this going and keeping it going. And, I hope that folks, go to the donor box, because you can still go to the donor box and donate. You can still write a check and send it to Barry City, attention Barry Juvenile Officers Association, or make it out to Barry Juvenile Officers Association. That's what you probably should do. And just support the program. and you can still give gifts because we're, the gifts are saved for next year. And who knows, maybe we will have some boxes next year at different places. And quite frankly, I hope we do that. And I hope we also offer a ticket buyback program.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm done with my spiel.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm, have a beautiful holiday, eat lots of good food, and just be with your family. And don't forget the parking ban. It is in effect and will be until 6 a.m., from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. So starting this evening, going right through till tomorrow morning early. Yeah.
All right. Merry Christmas, all. And we love you. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's a wonderful time of year.